Hey everyone, what's up? I haven't really done reviews in a while because BGC hasn't really been on in a while. I was gonna do 14, but time just got away from me and I ended up doing other stuff and just being really busy. But I kind of want to do this season 15. It just premiered tonight just because it's new and because the concept's different, I guess. They're doing sisters this season, so that's a little different, and it just looks like it's going to be all around good. And I really like the fact that the drama actually seems like it's going to be realistic and not just like the petty bullshit it like comes down to nowadays, like where it's like mainly like click based and whatever. Like, I feel like there's deep rooted issues in this one that people can actually either relate to or respect. So this season in particular, we don't get an opening fight, which I would have kind of preferred. No, we get this like weird, like knockoff James Bond intro opening with like music and shit and like credits, and it's like really odd. I don't understand where Oxygen was going with that, but I mean, alright. Moving on past that, the first sisters we meet are Liv and Dime, and they're the gay sisters. Dime is the first stud we've seen on BGC, so that's already pretty interesting. And they're talking about how they didn't know they were sisters until Liv was like 15, and their dad was in jail. And at some point throughout like their casting tape, I'm pretty sure their dad like makes some sort of a lesbian joke, like referring them, which was like really uncomfortable. Like he said the word liquor, but instead of like liquor, he was saying like liquor or something like that. Like it was just really awkward, and I felt like it was, and they were like laughing, but I'm like, okay, this is really weird. Like I shouldn't be the only one feeling uncomfortable here. Yeah, so there's apparently a lightning storm going on. Whoops, didn't even realize. But so it seems like they really are ride or die for each other though. Like they under, um, you know, they have each other's backs and they're good with each other, and that's cool. Um, Next sisters we meet are Anna and Jess. And Anna and Jess are twins. So this is the third set of twins we've seen on a Bad Girls Club thing. And Anna and Jess make it very clear that they're not likable, or girls don't like them. They always have problems with girls. Like, they're the type that, they walk into a party and people have a problem with them automatically just because they're there. And these are normally the type of girls who don't have those issues and are kind of just bitches by nature. But I'll give them a pass and I'll, let them prove to me there's something else. They're the type who, like, only have their sister's back and nobody else is really, I feel like they don't let people in, you know. But after you see their intro and whatever, they're trying to tell each other like they're ready for it. They're so ready for it. They're like using these different terms to explain how ready for it they are, and it's like they seem nervous as fuck because they probably know all these bitches are gonna hate them. So Dime and Liv come upstairs and they meet up with Anna and Jess, and Dime starts flirting, so it's obvious we're gonna keep up with the same stigma that every single lesbian is gonna flirt with every girl in the house. So, alright, let's go with it. The next set of sisters we meet is Angela and Christina. Angela and Christina are both really, really friggin' cute. They're, out of the two of them, I think Angela's the hottest, but I definitely think Christina's really good looking too. They're competitive with each other, but I feel like from seeing it based upon like seeing it like myself, I feel like Angela kind of creates more of the competition. Like, Christina's just cool with, them being, equal, but Angela's like the one who like has to be the better one. And Angela states that her dad abused her, and so their mom left their dad, and Christina stayed with him, and that kind of put a strain on the relationship. At one point, they quit talking for 2 years. So we're seeing some like real life issues in this season, which is something that's refreshing because I feel like a lot of the seasons we have some real petty stuff that just doesn't really make for like a realistic storyline, but this one we get like a real taste of like real drama and whatever. So they get into the house, they're the first ones, and they're pretty high spirited. They're talking about like how they're gonna run it, and they're the prettiest sisters in the house, like they're commenting on how tan they are and whatever, like they're just, glad to be there and picking who gets what bed. So the next ones we meet, or the last ones we meet, are Amber and Asia. And Amber and Asia share the same father. And Amber kind of grew up like a better life. Like her mom was more compassionate and loving, while Asia kind of had a really shitty childhood growing up. Like her mom didn't really love her. Her mom kind of said bad things to her. She had a very emotionally abusive relationship with her mother. And they're kind of polar opposites because Amber is more mature and more like grounded and like grown, while Asia's kind of like a wild child and, you know, more fun, like doesn't pay attention to the consequences, wants to have a good time, that type of personality. So they get into the house. Everyone comes into the house at this point, and they're all, getting along and talking and whatever, as they all do eventually. And Asia actually quotes it as they're all getting along like it's a brand new relationship, which was kind of cute. That was funny. So, they get to their rooms and whatever, and Liv comments to Dime that they're in separate rooms, and Diamond just goes with it, like, oh well, see ya. And Liv's like really, really pissed off that Dime, doesn't want a room with her. And this is when it's kind of starting to like seem like Liv and Dime have like a really like Liv has like a really intense like cling on to Dime, and it's like kind of intense, like uncomfortably intense, but see how it goes. So Anna and Jess are already talking about how they want to separate themselves and how they don't feel like they're going to get along with anybody really in the house. And I feel like it's just way too early to do that, especially when I feel like this cast is probably like one of the most like I feel like this is one of the most like energetic cast, like walking into the house. Like they all seem like they want to have a good time, which is kind of refreshing because a lot of the time we have like bitter bitches here and there and whatever. So it's good. Like they all seem they want to have fun. So then later on we have Dime is at the pool talking with a couple girls. I think it might have been Christina and Angela. And Liv comes out and goes, "Hey Dime, we're taking shots. Come in." And Dime goes, "Hold on just a minute." And Liv gives her like this stare down death glare. Like this glare for not like coming in like bitch. And it's just really uncomfortable. And I mean, Christina commented on it even, but like, yeah, it was just really uncomfortable. And that's why I'm kind of like, okay, there's something like really weird going on here. I don't know what it is, but it's weird. So like, they take their shots, and Dime does one of those, speeches or toasts all the girls do. She's like talking about how she doesn't want, she's not that stereotypical bitch. She's a bad girl that's like chill and cool and fun and whatever. They go out, and Christina's a hot ass mess. And Angela kind of has to take up and take care of her and clean up after her. Like, you know, she's in the bathroom, like Christina's feet are bleeding and she's taking care of her. You know, like, it's kind of clear here that in their sibling relationship, it's like Angela's kind of the one who plays the adult and Christina's like the wild child kid. And I feel like that kind of puts a damper on Angela's time. But at the same time, Christina's saying, like, you don't have to take care of me. You don't have to do all of that. Let me have fun. Which is, I understand, like, Angela doesn't want her sister to look a hot-ass mess because it makes them look bad. But at the same time, you know, hey, she's going to do what she wants to do. So the next day, they do, like, this truth or dare thing, right? And, it's like really weird because Liv is like giving the dares to Dime and like dares Dime to make out with Angela and Christina. And then she dares Asia to shake her ass in Dime's face. It's like she's making people do sexual things with Dime, like she wants to watch or something. Which was kind of awkward to me. Like, I felt like that was really weird. Like, why would you want to dare someone to do something like that with your sister? Like, it's really weird. And this is, like, kind of, like, building up to, like, is there something more going on between these two? Like, I really hope not. But, because I really like all of these girls so far. I mean, you know, for the most part. So, it comes around, the dare goes to, Anna, and she gets dared to go into the house and hide something of somebody's. And the whole thing is if you don't take the dare, you got to take 3 shots, I think. So she just takes 3 shots because she doesn't want to cause drama. And that's kind of annoying to me because, I mean, if it's a game of truth or fucking dare, like, the person's not gonna be like, oh, bitch, why'd you hide my... Like, obviously, you were playing a fucking game. So I don't get why it's a big deal. So she takes the shot and everyone's kind of annoyed. Then it's Jess's turn. And Jess is dared to, I think she was dared to suck on Dime's boob. Which is like, Liv, come on. Liv needed to chill. Honestly, it was kind of weird. And, Jess was like, I'm definitely not doing that. And she said, okay. And they said, okay, we'll just take off your top and swim laps around the pool. And she says, well, I can't swim. So now all these girls are like, okay, these bitches are lame. They're not even bad girls. They don't do anything. At this point, I'm kind of on the same wavelength. Like, I wanted to like them because they're both cute. And they're, you know, they have, like, the attitude, like, girls don't like us. But it's like girls don't like you because you're not trying. And it's like they have this attitude like, oh, we're above you. And I can feel like, you know, all of them are getting annoyed. You know, so all of them start cleaning up the house, right? Because the house is a complete mess. And Asia's excited because they have cleaning supplies. And I'm just going to say I love Asia because Asia's just adorable to me. Like, she has this really fun energy, and she's always in, like, a really hyperactive, like, good mood. That's really cute. It's like, I feel like she's one of those people that had a really, really hard time as a, you know, as a child. So kind of, instead of using that to become, like, as making an excuse to become, like, a bad person, like, kind of, like, takes that hard time she went through to, like, build up, like, an actual good personality. It's really, I love it. But, so they start cleaning. Everyone's cleaning except for Christina, whose foot is still hurt from the night before. And Angela's pissed because Angela feels like Christina not cleaning up the house makes her look some type of way too. Like, they look like the trashy sisters because Christina's not cleaning up. So Angela kind of comes after Christina and they start to kind of argue. And Christina's like, my foot fucking hurts. I can't walk. Like, and Angela's like, well, if you could make the mess with your hurt foot, then you can, clean with your hurt foot. And Christina's like, bitch, you just helped me put on a Band-Aid, and now you're bitching at me because my foot hurts. And it was just really petty, but it was funny. And then Angela goes downstairs to call her mom and bitch about it, and she's crying. And I'm like, Angela, boo. Angela. It's not that serious. Like, I understand you're offended because it makes you look some type of way, but it's not that serious to cry about. So then I'm crying because they're eating pizza, and Christina offers some to Liv, and Liv says she can't eat it because there's pepperoni, and Christina's like, oh, pepperonis come from animals. Because I guess, like, Liv is a vegetarian or something. I don't know, apparently. But, then they go to the club, and some situation happens. I'm not exactly quite sure on exactly what happened because it was, like, sketchy with the way it was filmed, and I only watched it once. But I think the limo driver or the party bus driver turned around and Christina fell on Angela and they got into an argument about it. And they were bitching at each other and everyone was kind of laughing because it's like, y'all are fucking petty. Like, shut up. And that's what I was kind of thinking too. Like, mind you, I like them. I think they might actually be my favorite sisters in the house just because of the fact, like, I think they're entertaining, they're gorgeous, and I feel like from every preview I've seen and like the trailer and everything, like they're boss bitches and they get shit done, and I love that. But you know, it's very clear Angela feels like she's like the higher power of the two of them. Like, she's the adult. She knows what she's doing. She's the older one. And Christina's more like, chill, bitch. So they're dancing in the club, and Dime and Olivia are all over each other. And it's like, it's a very, very inappropriate, like, sibling kind of thing. Like, it's like Dime's treating Liv like a like a stripper. Like, she's like slamming her like slamming her crotch up against her waist and like throwing her on the couch and shit. All of the girls are kind of like, what the fuck? And it's like really awkward once you like total up like everything that's happened in this episode and realize like, shit, like there's something abnormal going on here between the two of them. And so they get done at the club and get on the bus, and Liv proceeds to tell Dime she's the finest stud she's ever seen, which is just, okay, chill. Then Liv she's drunk and she breaks down crying, talking about her mom, who apparently her mom had some sort of cancer which spread, and she ended up dying from it. And she didn't tell Olivia she loved her until like right before she died from it. And so that's why Olivia doesn't open up and whatever. They get back to the house and Olivia tells the girls, like, I have stage 3 cervical cancer. And that's fucking huge. That's not even, that's huge just because we haven't seen something like that on the show before. Not only that, but it's like such a serious issue, and it plays so well into like, why her and Dime have such a, why they, Dime has her and they have such a close bond. I mean, not the whole intense shit, but like why they're so close, like as siblings, just because of the fact, they've been through so much, and this is probably part of what they've been through, but it's just such a crazy reveal, I was just, wow, it's sad. And Angela's crying, and Asia's crying, and Angela's crying because she's been beefing with her sister over the most petty shit. Duh. And she feels like, life is just too short and too precious to beef over stupid shit. And she goes and finds Christina, and they, make up and whatnot. And everyone's kind of huddling together, trying to comfort Olivia. And the twins are nowhere to be found. Anna, I think, is sleeping, and I think Jess is on the phone. So, Amber. Hey, Amber, how you doing? You've been pretty quiet the whole episode. Amber, who's been like dead silent crickets the whole episode, I still like her though, decides she's offended and she's pissed off because everybody in the house had this powwow with Liv about her having cancer, like a big secret she trusted them with. And Anna and Jess were like off doing some other shit. And I kind of felt her on that. I kind of feel like, I understand you don't really know these girls that well. But if this girl is going to open up to you and tell you some real life shit, you should probably have the decency to, listen and try to be supportive about it. Because, it's not easy to speak on. And so Amber goes and confronts one of them, and she's like, I feel like that's really fucked up that you guys weren't there. She was talking about, how she had cervical cancer, and we're all trying to support her, and you guys were nowhere to be found. And Jess, I think her excuse was kind of stupid. It was somewhere along the line of, it was somewhere along the line of, we're just getting to know each other, and it was really uncomfortable. And then Anna, I think, came in and said, yeah, my stomach hurt really bad, so I went and laid down, and I wanted to give her some time because people do crazy things when they're emotional. So it's like, these are kind of reasons that don't really make sense, and I think Amber caught on to that. But it's like, it's clear at this point there's going to be a concrete division between the whole house and the twins because the twins don't really fuck with them. Because the twins won't break that wall down. They won't break that barrier down, and they won't get to know anybody, which is kind of, a fault that they need to get over because it's going to end up screwing them in the end. But yeah, that's really all I can think of to comment on for this episode. But for a premiere episode, it was really good, and I'm really excited because I feel like this season's actually not going to disappoint for once. So yeah, thanks for watching, and I'm going to try as hard as I can to do one for every episode. If I don't, then fuck me. But no, I really will try because, I really don't have anything better to do at this point. So, yeah. Bye.